Welcome back. The Labor leader is preparing to deliver his policy pitch as he kicks off the party's long-awaited national conference. Live to our political reporter, Trudy McIntosh. She is at the conference in Sydney's southwest. Trudy, it is a very different conference today. It's all online.
It's all virtual. We're here in the room, Ash, at the Revesby Workers Club, where we are expecting Anthony Albanese, the Labor leader, to kick off this national conference any moment now. It was due to start at 11 a.m, but we know this is all happening virtually. This is the headquarters where it's being based out of, but 400 delegates from right across the country will be zooming in to take part in what is a historic event for the Labor Party. This has been thanks to COVID. They had planned to have the national conference last year in Canberra, but as a result of the pandemic, had to push it back to this year. The Labor leader, Anthony Albanese, asked this morning if it would have been possible to have the thousands of people in the room for this event, given the restrictions have been severely eased here in Sydney. He says there was just simply no certainty that that was the case, as we have seen these snap lockdowns taking place very frequently. What we are expecting in the next few minutes is former Labor leader Bill Shorten to be the one to introduce Anthony Albanese. They clearly want this to be a show of unity. As Anthony Albanese put it, he was uncontested at the last time the leadership was put in the Labor Party, and he says this is a sign of unity heading into the next election. Ash, we're going to see over the next 2 days fight on the policy front. There's over 250 amendments were put to the National Executive. They have whittled them down as a result of the fact that this all has to be done via Zoom. There's been some pushback that means this is going to be a much more sanitised event, but the argument on the other side is in order to get all of the speakers up, to have a lineup of speakers, you have to have some sort of structure. It's not the same as if this was all being held in a big room, Ash.
And so when it comes to some of those policy stashes, Trudy, and look, it wouldn't be a Labor conference without them, what are we expecting to be the key points, really, that are going to be debated?
Well, some of the things that have been telegraphed ahead of the conference includes a fight when it comes to trade deals. We know that some of the unions have pushed back that they don't necessarily believe that the deals that have been struck, particularly by coalition governments, are actually in the interest of workers. It's also been put to me that there could potentially be a clash when it comes to the wording on the role of gas. And this is critical. What comes out of this conference in the next 2 days is binding on a future Labor government. And Labor insiders will tell you that you need to be careful when you have a lot of these amendments coming on the floor in the next 2 days to ensure that there isn't any sneaky things that sneak through, really, when it comes to the platform that could be used, Ash, seized on by the coalition heading into the next election.
Trudy McIntosh live there in Sydney, and we will take you back live to Sydney to listen to Anthony Albanese, the Labor leader, just as soon as he does begin addressing what is a virtual Labor conference this year.